Nerf Clan Blitzers, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a special treat, our first segment of bringing in the Blitzer to talk about their game. And to start this off, we have the one, the only Julius Caesar, also known as Propaganda Real, who's going to sit in the spot and tell us what it's like to drive the number one game for the OBJ 252U.
Hello. How are you?
That's Ronan here too, I should say that. I'm great, man. Thanks so much for joining us. And
oh, no problem. My pleasure.
You are our first in this series of kind of interviewing the Blitzer, where we'll get behind the scenes of some of our best players. And as on the screen right now, I'm showing some of your statistics, Julius. You're a pretty great player, but you took a little bit of a break. How have things been? How have things been going?
Oh, things have been going great. Took a break from Blitz because it's a pretty draining game. I'd say, moving a tank around. It sounds a little ridiculous, but I suppose that I take it a little too seriously.
I gotcha.
Came back to the game because I truly miss just the classic blowing up tanks sort of appeal.
Awesome, man. Well, we certainly missed you in the clan. You were actually one of our very top, probably the first 4 or 5 guys who joined the clan almost 3 years ago now. I think you had a alternate account at that point. But Julius Caesar, I think, is your main play. This is another account you have. But tell me before that, why the alternative accounts? Why do you do that? Why do you have multiple accounts? Why an alt?
The reason is probably not what you're expecting. It's because I have a habit of buying and reselling tanks when I get bored of them after maybe 2 or 3 games. Everyone watching out there, don't do that. It's not a good strategy. But I would end up with having just a Panzer 4D in my garage and 10,000 credits to my name. So I always had to restart. Did that 2 times before I decided that I'm going to stop doing that. So
right.
I don't know.
Well, your latest account is certainly unbelievable. And let's start getting towards the match here. So you're playing Tier 8 Heavy and in the 252U, Tier 8 Russian Heavy Gold Tank. Tell us a little bit about your strategy with that tank.
Well, I go into it with the mindset of I have better armor than the IS-7 on the upper front plate. I'm going to be able to bully around pretty much every Tier 7. Even tank destroyers are going to have a problem penetrating your turret cheeks. Even Tier 9 mediums and heavies are going to have issues with your turret. And the upper plate is a no-go. So I basically try and get the tank hull down and play it from ear because the tank's mobility isn't as bad as it really, in my opinion, should be. It's a really strong tank.
It is
overall.
It's unbelievable. I love the tank. I'm 71% with it after a couple of 100 battles or 300 battles or so. So I was just playing it a minute ago. You played it particularly well, especially in the Canyon map, which is the map of this game. Tell me, what's your secret to Canyon overall?
Well, I'm a bit of a broken record when it comes to Canyon. I advocate that the mid is an incredibly strong position on the map because it allows you to both spot the railway tracks going into the town and also the little town area that people sometimes drive into to capture A.
Gotcha.
And when you're pressured, let's just say the whole entire enemy team lemming trains over to one of those cap areas, you can just flex over the ridge, and now you're suddenly, not only are you supported by your entire team that's on the other side of you, you're also hull down to them. And what that allows you to do is both maintain spotting and, well, when you're hull down, there's less of your tank showing. And, when you have a whole lemming train of people going one direction, chances are that they're not going to be the most accurate with penetrating your weak spots, assuming that you had a weak turret. But this is the 252U. It pretty much has an invulnerable turret. So pretty much I say there's going to be, of course you can shoot the cupolas, but if you use your gun depression, that's a very difficult shot.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
So that's just my strategy.
Well, let's get into it. Let's get into this game. I'm going to go ahead and hit play, and we'll take a look at this game here. I noticed, just looking at the teams, you had a couple of good opponents there. You had a FV 301 from OEA. That's different. That's a good player. Anything else that,
Yes.
as this the battle is keying down that you were thinking about?
I'm very worried about that T-20 defender because he actually has similar mobility to me and a very dangerous auto alerter. So if he were to appear on that mid ridge when I popped up there, I might have to play it a lot safer. But it turns out that T-20 defender, I don't know what he does, but see, the FV pops up there.
Yep.
And that FV right there, the reason why I don't push over to try and get shots into it is I'm worried about tank destroyers that are going to be facing me. And the 252U's turret is good, but when you kind of poke up that ridge to get shots at the FV, you're showing your lower plate to them. And even a Yak Panther 2 can definitely penetrate that pretty much no problems. Also, I'm worried about if I get tracked by the FV that I'll just get farmed by the entire team. And, well, I'm a strong heavy tank that's top tier. I kind of don't want to have a zero damage game. So I play it safe, and I'm using the bush right in front of me to try and get unspotted, get dark, basically.
Okay, so you're going up there.
FV,
Yeah, there's a 301. Nice shot, by the way. RMG was on your side that time.
well, this is also something I want to talk about. Because those railway tracks there, they're very deceiving. They're actually not modeled to be a hitbox. And so when someone's peering over the ridge to get shots into the idiot Pantera who's just getting farmed by him, they underestimate how safe they really aren't. And so you can look for shots into that railway and you actually hit their turret.
That's right.
And that allows you to get some great shots in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
So let's resume.
That was great job. And there's that OEA. Well, that was a very unlucky shot, by the way. And I thought that was, when I was watching this and I was trying to understand how in the world you pulled this game off, I initially thought that I would have told you no way after that RNG miss there that you could have done it, because I thought you were done.
No, that was it.
All right, so so now it's still, you're down by one, but it's still pretty close here. Now, what were you thinking kind of in this, as you popped over, you went over to the other side, what were you thinking through?
Well, I wanted to basically control the engagement because the entire enemy team is on my flank. And when the 252U get flanks, it starts to fall apart. So I want to clear myself out of this pincer by basically killing the tanks on the weakest side. That right now is the IS-3 and Yak Panther 2.
Beautiful.
And the IS-3 is nearly dead.
Yeah, you had a beautiful shot to take him out, by the way. And look at that. Oh, what a shot through the bridge. I mean, that was beautiful. A nice job aiming there, kind of knocking that aim time.
And right. So now, unfortunately, that shot bounces off the casement of the Yak Panther 2. If that shot had gone in, I wouldn't have taken a shot later on, but in the end, it didn't really matter because this Yak Panther 2 does nothing to do anything on my reload and kills the Pantera instead. This allows me the opportunity to get his track and use him as cover from the FV who is trying to get my flank.
You are a one, let me just point this out. It's a 1 versus 5.
Yes, it is. And at this point, though,
you have a semi-pro and OEA coming at you, so he just charges you. I guess he thought it was over.
He thought I fired and bounced, but unfortunately, Yak Panther 2 does pen through my observation port, but, well, he's a one-shot from my gun, so I'm going to finish him off and turn my armor towards the T-20 Defender. So at this moment, this is a fully loaded T-20 Defender on virtually full HP. At this point, I'm worried that I'm going to take the first shot, maybe even the second shot, but I'm going to try and bounce the third shot so I don't become a one-shot for the IS-6, who's inevitably going to try and flank me. And so this T-20 Defender decides to YOLO me. I think this play is really dumb because he's basically putting myself into a 1 versus 1, and he can't kill me. I try and side scrape here, he just pens through my track. That's the T-28's gun, just an autoloader. But now, he's going to mess up here. And he bounces the shot off my armor plate. So now I can just farm his HP. Now he's a one-shot, and now this IS-6 is going to get spotted to my right. And so I'm going to use the T20 Defender as cover from the T20 and angle my armor towards the IS-6 as he's on the reload. I reverse up the slope to be able to pen the upper front plate of the T20 Defender, use him as cover from the IS-6. Pantera says GG. I don't think he can count. IS-6 misses. And now I'm going to focus these T20. I think that this was a misplay. Because if you look here, the T20 hasn't made any effort to press his W key and flank me. He's just been shooting at my frontal armor the whole time. I feel the better play here would be to focus the biggest threat, which is the IS-6. But as it turns out, that the skill of the IS-6 is going to be put into question later. And now I'm looking to the IS-6 to make sure he doesn't YOLO me. T20 tracks me, doesn't matter, I have repairs. Very simple to repair. And now the IS-6 is trying to get shots into my rear. What I'm doing is, well, the T20 is basically a light tank in terms of armor. Right. I can basically auto-aim and pen. I'm just going to make sure my gun tracks him and move when the IS-6 commits to the push on me.
That was a great
Unfortunately.
Shot. That was a great shot, but then, you got hit by the IS-6 almost at the same time.
Yeah, but now this looks like a losing situation. And this IS-6, all he has to do is shoot high explosive, and he doesn't, which is... I guess that's just the beauty of the IS-6, I guess.
Well, that was clearly a mistake,
shot.
But he was literally full health, and you have 138 health. I mean, what were you thinking here? What do you need to do?
Well, first of all, I'm wiggling my turret so he can't pen my cheeks, and I'm trying to wiggle my hole so he can't shoot my driver port, which is a flat piece of armor on the OBJ 252U's front. But this IS-6, he's just... I don't know what he's doing. He shoots my front plate, which is basically better than the IS-7's front.
Right.
He doesn't make an effort to try and flank me or, reverse to try. I break his observation port. I salute my gun in the air.
Yeah.
And this game is basically over. He tries to make a last play and just pen through his frontal cheeks.
Yeah, he shot him in the cheeks. So unbelievable, Julius. 7,025 damage, 6 kills. You came back from a 1 versus 5. It is the highest recorded OBJ 252 game on record in across all the different countries and regions. So not just in North America. Pretty unreal. And congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
What did you think when you were done with this one?
I was trying to find the nearest piece of ice so I could calm my hands down.
And were you playing on mobile or were you playing on PC?
Playing on mobile.
Playing on mobile. So you did it the real way. I think there's some tricks to PC that we can't do on the mobile. I'm a mobile player too. So.
Congratulations, Julius. What an amazing game. Thanks so much for joining us and being the first to do interview with a Blitzer. We look forward to having you back again. And everyone, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel.